What's good, Chaotic Nation? It's your boy Chaos here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to it's gonna be the new series here on the channel, the new live stream section, which is going to be making the best team for Pokemon Firered and Leafgreen. I've done a lot of Pokemon games up until this point. What have I done, honestly? I've done Sword and Shield, X and Y, Insurgents, Diamond, Pearl, Red and Blue, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Let's go Eevee, let's go Pikachu, BDSP, Uranium, Legends Arceus, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. We've done Sapphire at least. I had one with let me check my content tracker, see what else we've done. I actually have a full list. What I did in my content tracker is like write down best teams, so it's easier to tell you which ones I haven't completed, which is I haven't done Ruby, I haven't done Emerald, I haven't done Fire Red, Leaf Green, I haven't done, but let's do what we've done. So Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal, all complete. Sapphire is complete. Diamond, Pearl is complete. Black and White are complete. X and Y are complete. Omega, Ruby, Alpha, Sapphire is complete. Sun's complete. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon's complete. Sword's complete. Shield's complete. Legends Arceus is complete. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl is complete. Scarlet and Violet are complete. Coliseum's complete. XD is complete. Insurgents complete. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are complete. Mystery Dungeon, Red and Blue Rescue Teams are complete. And Uranium has been complete. And so now we are working on one of my first ever Pokemon games, Pokemon Red and Blue, and all the fun stuff. So let's get everything up and running. I didn't really open anything or get us set on anything, so nope. So that's fun. Let me recalibrate. So this is what we should be. Yeah, this is what we should be on. So let me go here. So that was Scarlet and Violet. So what we need to do is we need to make a new sheet. And I'm going to just increase the size of them. Let's make it 100. They don't need to be 100. Let's do 25. We can increase the size. They don't even need to be that big either. That's probably a good size. Let's do 20. All right, that makes D visible, so you guys can see D. You can't see A, B, or C. So you can't see A at all. So I'm just making a reference zone for me. All right, of what you can and cannot see. So that way I don't mess up anything. All right, so we want this. So we are Venusaur. I'm looking at the other screen. Charizard and Blastoise. Yo, what's up to you also, by the way? I saw you jump in. Blastoise. I before O? Or O before I? O before I. Toys. Like a tortoise. No, not a Blastoise. Toyos or something, whatever it is. So this will be the final score. So we need to make our categories. Gyms. Oh, we should start with let's make everything middle. So we should start with rival, actually, and then we go Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise. Then, because I have this open, rival Pokemon Firered, Leafgreen. Let's see. I like Cerebi, but I need, honestly, I need this one. So do we even look at the first rival fight, because they all have neutral matchups, honestly? I mean, I honestly think they could be different. So we go rival 1. So this is Lab, the optional, the Route 22. Route 22 the first time. which is optional, but we can do it. Cerulean. The fourth battle, which can be skipped. But it's SSN. So we just gotta get this set up first, and then we will be able to go through some other stuff. Tower. Maybe I don't even need them that big. Is that still... It's still pretty visible to you guys. But I can make it definitely smaller like that. And all right, the tower. Sylph go. I think we fight you then on Route 22. All right, free. Cool. All right, then gym leaders. So you guys can see all that. Great. Gyms. I don't have anything copied, which is great. Yeah, you can let me know what you think, who you think is gonna get what place, if you're interested. Koga is 5th. Blaine. And I'm not doing the league fight for the rival because yeah. You don't really fight. There's no real Team Rocket admins. Is there? What's up, Clockworth? Currently doing a playthrough of Leafgreen. I hate cheats with Dying Passion. Are you trying to catch one? That's definitely difficult. All right, so Giovanni. Glad to see you, friend. Geo, I didn't put everything in there. There we go. Oh, you're trying to get lucky eggs. That makes sense. It's a grind. All right. Rocket HQ. Sylph. Go. I think actually he only has 2 fights. That's red and blue. Yeah, because then he's the gym leader. Yep. So he only has 2. Is there any other major fight in this game, though? That's the real question, besides the League 4. Because I don't think there really is. I'm pretty sure it's just the gym leaders, the 2 Giovanni fights, and your rival. Nothing else is crazy. I mean, it's a simple game, so I guess that makes the most sense. So this will be E4 or $. Everything copied. All right, and we want, so the Kanto Elite 4 is Lorelei. I always forget, is it like that? Lorelei. It's gotta be an R. EI. I'm pretty sure it's like that. Bruno. Agatha. What's his name? Lance. And then Blue. All right. And so what we're going to do with each of these fights is we give them a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. And we're going to do some All right, so Venusaur, these ones. Okay. Those all should have the same merits. You get your formatting. I think that's probably what we want. Let me go ahead and just like put a 7 out here. Yep. All right. So we know what formatting option to use. They will never get a value of 7, so that's fun. I just have it so we can see what we can make sure that the values are all good. Yeah. All right. And by this metric, Charizard is the best starter. Lol. I do this. Let me actually remove. And then we'll put them back on when we get done with it. So we'll know. But everything else is basically in order. So what we need is we have blue. We need Firered, Leafgreen, gym leaders. We really need to know what they have, what their moves are. This is the one thing I like Bulbapedia about. They actually show you what they have. Misty, Surge, Erica, Koga, Sabrina, Blaine, Giovanni. Okay. Oh, we already have Giovanni open, so we just need to shift him down the end. And then we need then we need this. I was right. Bruno, Agatha, Lance. All right, and then we need a page. Firered. So we need one of these. And we don't really need Squirtle, we need Venusaur. Charizard. And Blastoise. Now, if you've watched any other best teams out there, some people do it overall for like how to make the best team, but some exclude starter Pokemon, some choose a worse starter Pokemon to get a different team variant. We are doing the best team based on the starter Pokemon itself and not on any other stipulation. So you have to pick the best starter in order to make the best team is the rule for this one. But realistically, what we want is we want to look at their movesets, what they have. And we want to be prepared for all of that. So, and then we're gonna make a list which is why we have the Excel sheet here. Well, we're gonna make a rank from 1 to 5 on every single important battle in the game, and whoever comes out on top is the best starter. So that's how this works. If you had any questions, let me know. If you've seen the series, you probably know what we're looking at. But also, when we get to the other Pokemon that are not the starter Pokemon, we will have to kind of look at encounters and see what we can and cannot get, because there will be a point that an arbitrary point that I will draw up at some point, where it's kind of late to get Pokemon. So we're not going to count those from that point on. I think that's probably going to be entering Celadon, just because once you hit Celadon, the game is like really open. So it gives us like the first 7 routes, Mount Moon, gift Pokemon before that, Route 21 and 22. Well, it gives actually quite a bit amount of a space to go. So we're also going to be judging them based on their movesets and what they could potentially know. So we'll try to do my best with that. So we're going to start with blue. We're going to start with Venusaur. Venusaur versus Charmander. So Bulbasaur versus Charmander is going to be an equal fight, because you cannot lower anything. So that's a net 3. Route 22, if we choose Bulbasaur. Pidgey doesn't have a flying. I need to look at type. The type list. So if I can put this in generation, if I can put this in Fire and Leafgreen's engine and look at type chart. Offense. Does flying resist grass? Flying does resist grass. So, and fire does resist grass. So for the second battle, Venusaur is going to be a little bit worse. We knew that probably going in. Cerulean's fight. You have a bad matchup on Pidgeotto and Charmander. Everyone gets a 5 on Abra because it sucks, and you have a neutral matchup. So bad, neutral, and 2 neutral. So that's probably a 2. It's not a great setup. Dude, I did not go to the top of the page. What happened? So that's Cerulean. The SS Anne, we have pretty much the same fight, although we have Venusaur struggles on the rival fight. Weak to 3, only neutral to 1. That's a pretty bad matchup. That's worthy of a 1. The tower, I don't think we change much. You get another weakness and a neutral and another. So you're adding just another weakness, really, is all you're doing there. Silphco, it's the same as the one before. Gyarados is neutral because of its flying type, so it's not even really that helpful. All right, then we go the last fight, which is pre-league, which we get a good matchup for, but we have a quad resist, weakness, a weakness. Well, it's not even a weakness, it's neutrality. Quad weakness, a weakness, a weakness, not a weakness, this is neutral now. So 2 neutralities, 1 good matchup, and 3 weaknesses. So it's not the worst we've ever seen. The moveset for blue makes it worse than normal. Also, we are very much not considering moveset right now, but Venusaur's moveset isn't really that diverse. The only real coverage it would get is Earthquake, so Grass, Poison, and Ground would be its typings. And even then, the ground is always going to be bad on fire. So, yeah. All right. And we might as well do the league while we're here. We are going to be bad against Pidgeot, bad against Alakazam, neutral on, good against Rhydon, neutral on Exeggutor, neutral on Gyarados, and bad against Charizard. So the same thing as the pre-league fight, which is great. All right, Brock. That was our matchup versus Brock. Perfection. All right, we can get rid of the 7 now. Yeah, we're perfect on Brock. We're probably perfect on Misty. I don't think she has a psychic move on any of her Pokemon. No. So Surge, we actually have neutrality against because grass resists electric, but an electric does not resist grass. So we actually have a pretty solid matchup here. And we're not fully evolved at 24, so we can actually be pretty good with Charizard too. I'd say because of the resist, I'm gonna give you a 4. Just because of the resist. All right, Erica. Does poison resist poison? Poison. Poison does resist poison. And grass is weak to poison. So it makes all of these neutral that have an offensive poison move. Otherwise, we have a resist. Does grass resist grass? So we're actually pretty solid on grass types. We are neutral on Victory Bell. We are good against Tangela, and we are neutral on Vileplume. I'm gonna say that's like, it's not the worst. I hesitate to give that a 2. It's either a 2 or a 3. I mean, we block a lot of the status moves. I can justify a 3 there, I think. All right, Koga, we are neutral against across the board. So the only problem is the minimalizing, the lowering of stats and stuff. Sabrina, we are just bad across the board. Psychic is not a type we want. Fire is also probably going to be something we're weak to. Yeah, every single one of them has a fire type move. And then Giovanni, we actually have some neutrality against Boss Giovanni we want to look at. So good against Rhyhorn, good against Dugtrio, good against Rhyhorn. We're going to be neutral to Nidoqueen and Nidoking. So that's pretty darn good. That's probably a 4. All right. And then we need to clean these up. All right, for the other Giovanni fights, the first one, Venusaur, it'd be an Ivysaur, but we're gonna be good against 2 and neutral against Kangaskhan, so that's a 4. For Sylph, he does get a poison type. He does have 2 poison types, so 2 neutralities, 3 neutralities, and 1 good. So I would say maybe a 3. I don't think it's quite a 4. And then V-League, Lorelei. Does ice resist grass? That's a good question. I don't think ice resists anything, honestly. Ice resist ice, so ice types don't have a grass immunity. So we're gonna be neutral on all the water ice types. So neutral, neutral, neutral. Slowbro, we're neutral against 2 because it doesn't have a psychic move. And so it's pretty darn neutral on Lorelei, to be fair. They're not the greatest matchups in the world, but they're not the worst. All right, Bruno, we are 2 good matchups, and I would say these all have a net positive, so we can give you a little bit of an edge on Bruno. Venusaur might just be the best starter, despite the fact that it sucks versus blue. All right, Agatha, we already talked about poison being an immunity, then I mean immunity over resist. Grass does not resist ghost. Ghost does not resist grass, so they are Does poison resist grass though? Poison does resist grass. So we're gonna have bad matchups against all of those. But the first Gengar is neutral. Both Gengars are neutral. Golbat is a weakness. Hotzer is a weakness because of its moveset. So 3 neutrals, 2 weak. Not the best fight for our boy. All right, and then Lance. We're neutral for Gyarados. Kind of bad against Dragonair. Weak to Aerodactyl. And weak to Dragonite. So 1 neutral and 4. It's a pretty bad matchup. I'm fine with saying that's a 1. So Venusaur is done. And I don't know what this number is, but that's Venusaur for us. So let me rename this sheet to Firered Leafgreen. So we have it. I'm interested. I think Blastoise won this one. Yeah, Blastoise did win this one pretty handily. Charizard, the worst starter. So the other thing we have to look at, I didn't look at this yet. You're gonna give me you're not gonna give me stats, huh? So I think the other thing we have to look at is their stats at this point. I think Venusaur gets by as a mixed attacker. It can get by as a mixed attacker. So that's not really too bearing on its final output. Charizard, however, yeah, it's about the same as Venusaur. Definitely wants to be a special attacker, but can work physical. And Blastoise is incredibly mixed. So all of them are pretty decent, regardless if we have to run them as physical or special based on stabs, which only affects Charizard and Venusaur. All right, so for Charizard, level up moveset, we get Fire, Steel. Steel isn't that great in this one. It's only good against Ice and Rock. Fire, Flying. Yeah. And we could get Ground or Fighting if we chose. So let's be honest, we're probably not keeping Metal Claw all the way through. We probably go Steel Wing. But we're also gonna need probably one of these HM things to move on as well. We can't worry about egg moves or tutor moves, realistically. Which everyone's argument is like, Charizard would be so good if it had Dragon Dance, and if you give it Dragon Dance and you give it Swords Dance, I'm like, yes. But you can't. You can't do that. You can't do that in this game because they are egg moves and tutor moves. So, yeah. So Fire, Flying. We probably want to say Ground and yeah, Firefighting, Ground, and yeah, Flying would be the move sets that we're looking at. All right, from the top. All right, Lab for Squirtle. Squirtle is bad because of Tail Whip. So I will actually give Charizard a disadvantage from the get-go with Lab, because Squirtle is good. His Tail Whip is better than the other 2 movesets for sure. All right, the optional fight, Charmander it should be exactly the same. The third battle, we have a neutral, good, neutral, and bad. So again, we're pretty consistent with the rival here. Fourth battle on the SSN. We're not weak to Kadabra. So we have one weakness and everything else is neutral. And unfortunately, I think the starters are just going to be pretty neutral across the board on this fight. Because he has a Firewood, a Grass Core, which means 2 bad, 1 good for every single Pokemon. So actually being bad at the rival isn't the worst thing ever. Yeah, Charmander's going to be the worst. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. Sorry, I meant to be a 2. Alright, pre-league. He does have another weakness here. So 2 weaknesses. 1 good. I mean, I still think it's a 2. Alright. For our Brock matchup. It's not the worst. Rock Tomb is the only thing. And plus, we do have Metal Claw. So Charmander actually can do some work here. We're going to say that's a 2. And the good part about Charmander fighting this so early is Brock doesn't get rock moves, which is great. Unfortunately, we just get shafted by Misty, so that's great. Surge, we're not fully evolved yet, so it's neutral. We're not going to be fully evolved. Erica is a cakewalk. Both stabs are great against her. Koga, we're going to be pretty neutral. I don't think anyone gets an advantage. I mean, if we get a ground type move, you get Earthquake from Giovanni, right? I believe. Yes, it's Giovanni. So we will not have Earthquake. But we could have Dig. And you know, for that reason, I will give you a slight edge on Surge. Because you can learn Dig. And a slight edge on Koga. For those 2 reasons. Because you can have access to a move that can help you. Sabrina, we do have a good, we have a slight good battle because of Venomoth. Blaine, fire resist fire, yeah. Yes, fire resist fire. And the rest are neutral, so it's not gonna be that great, but it's not bad because then I have another stab to use, and I'm gonna have a ground type move, so 3 is pretty justifiable. For Giovanni as the gym leader, we are weak to Rhydon. We're actually going to be able to handle Rhydon if we go ground type move. Although we're probably still weak to it. So weak to Rhydon. Great against Dugtrio. Great against Nidoqueen. Great against Nidoking. And weak to... So 2 weaknesses and 3 pretty solid fights. I don't think we're that bad on Geo. I don't know, 2 or 3. I did give the edge to Bulbasaur with picking when I was stuck. I gave him the higher. So I'm gonna do the same with Charizard. I'm gonna do the same with Blastoise too. While we're here, let's go ahead and get the Geos done. We are bad against Onix, and that's really it. And the same thing with the Silphco fight. I didn't get Blue's final battle, but I'm assuming it's gonna be the same. Neutral, bad, neutral, good, bad. Yeah, so a 2. So it's really going to come down to these gyms. I mean, Charizard's definitely a little bit more consistent across the gyms than Bulbasaur. But I think Charizard's going to struggle with the league. As it does, because Lorelei is a pain. Does ice resist fire? Fire resist ice. But water resists fire. So all of these are neutral, but they can hit us super effectively. So they are technically bad matchups. So a bad matchup on Dugong. A bad matchup on Cloyster. Bad matchup on Slowmo. Bad matchup on Lapras, and a good matchup on Jinx. So that's pretty bad. All right, Bruno, again, rock types are going to cause us problems. They don't have, okay, one of them has a rock type move, so only one of the Onyx we're bad against. The rest we have pretty good, so that's pretty high. All right, Charizard doesn't have any weaknesses here on Agatha. Lance, we don't have anything. The only problem is the Aerodactyl. So Charizard's done. And I don't know. I mean, they look pretty similar. I mean, the leagues are identical. Just the order of who's good and what situation is different. Charizard is a bit worse in the Geo fights. But 3 4s and a 5 versus 2 4 2. I mean, 18, 10, 18, 21, 24, 26. I think Charizard's actually going to edge Venusaur out. Looking at this. That 1 point better in the Brock fight, not being completely terrible against it. Being consistent against things because of the ground coverage move that he has with Koga, Surge, Sabrina helps him out. And then not being weak to blue by having a psychic weakness is really, really good. So I think Charizard's better than Venusaur. The real question is, does Blastoise outclass them both? And I think the answer is yes, solely because access to Ice Beam and Blizzard. Although I'm curious, I don't think we really need to worry about it though. Yeah, it's the game corner. We can make that happen. So water, ice. I mean, you get the same coverage. Ground, water, ice, ground, dark. I think Blastoise is just good because of dark. All right, water, ice, ground, and dark. So lab, as we said, I think everything's neutral here because I can't really justify giving Squirtle an advantage because of having Tail Whip. You know? And honestly, I can't really give Charizard a disadvantage for it. To be fair, I really can't. So until we get to the tower, you will not have Ice Beam. So we cannot consider Ice Beam until that point in time. The Route 22 optional fight is neutral. It's going to be the same as Charizard just because we take the same things into consideration. On the bridge, he's going to have one weakness, so it's the same. Blue does build a pretty balanced team, so any starter doesn't have a great... doesn't get a great increase. All right, so the tower is the first time that we get an advantage with Blastoise. Because we are now good against Pidgeotto. So good, 2 goods, 1 bad, and 2 neutrals. So that's where you take a little bit of your advantage here. Is being slightly better than the other 2 in the blue fights. And unfortunately, that's like 4 extra points because of just where we are. Yep. And no weaknesses there, like no weaknesses as well. So I think Blastoise is definitely winning this. just because he's better at the rivals than blue. And you get another good thing, like you have 3 good fights here, 1 bad fight, so you even get a better fight in the league. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to beat Blastoise. All right, we are superb against Brock. Misty should be pretty neutral because Wildstar, even Starmie are tough Pokemon to beat. I might have Bite at that point. When do I get Bite on Blastoise? 19. So we actually have a slight advantage on Misty because of Bite. Shoot. Surge is just a bad fight, though. Surge is a bad fight. Erica, also a bad fight. All right, Koga. It's gonna be neutral again. Although I'll give you an advantage because you can learn a ground type move. Sabrina, we're neutral against. Actually, we're gonna be good against Sabrina because of a dark type coverage move. Blaine, we're great against. Giovanni, it's another ground type user, we're great against. So that's 3 5s. I mean, there's no way Blastoise is the worst starter. Isn't the best. Like, I probably don't even have to do the league in Giovanni, and it's probably the best. So, yeah, and all his Pokemon in his final fight are good. However, you don't get a perfect record with the other 2 Geo fights because they're not all ground types at that point in time. All right, Lorelei. We're gonna have an fight, I guess. I don't really feel comfortable giving it a 4, considering it's not the best. But I will say Bruno is the easiest Elite Four member for any of the starters. We have 3 good, 4 good. I mean, that's a pretty good fight. And then Lance. The only one that's not good is Gyarados, because water resist ice. Yep. But everything else he does great against. So, yeah, I think just the edge in the rival battles, having three types that you're good against, and one of them be the type of the evil team guy that you have to keep fighting. I think we're gonna see that Blastoise wins. So let's take a look. Oh wow, Charizard and Venusaur are tied. That's crazy. Yeah, Venusaur makes up for the 3 Geo fights. Wow. Whereas Charizard does better constantly throughout. But yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. Blastoise is usually the best starter. Water types are usually the best starter. Just overall. Crazy that they're the same number though. So. But I do want to fix this because it's bothering me. Because I want to fix the cells. And I want to put them all on one thing so the colors are accurate. Yeah. There you go. No, I'm not surprised. Blastoise is the best starter by a lot. Definitely is. It just handles everything pretty well. And you're gonna get Surf, like an ice move by the tower is huge. So now what we do is we have to make a move set for Blastoise. And I think fortunately it's gonna be pretty easy because we just grab what we were talking about. So we go best team, Firered, Leafgreen. We go on Blastoise. And we want a water move. We probably want Surf. Let's take a look at its move sets. We're gonna have to teach the HMs. I think we definitely need Surf, so you can be our Surf user. We want Bite because that is the whole reason you're good. We need Ice Beam because that is another reason why you're good. And your final move slot, I guess, can be kind of left up in the air right now because we don't necessarily need anything. Like, it would be nice to maybe give you like Dig, Earthquake. Even Brick Break to help with Giovanni. But I think getting some other members to fill out those. The move pools are so limited and Pokemon are so limited that it's not going to really matter too much about what we give to things. So we got Blastoise, which is great. So now we need to figure out what we need. So what can make the 3 blue fights easier? Well, let's just look at what his team is at that point. I mean, the SS and do we give you another point for the SS and? We didn't, but we really should. So your Blastoise is even better. So Cerulean on Route 2. The issue is that we just don't have. We need a fighting type. That's really what the issue is. A fighting type and or something that can deal with Bulbasaur. So something to do with grass type, something to do with flying type, or normal. Which I think we can deal with in other places. So let's go. Let's go through a walkthrough. All right. So we can get Pidgey or Rattata. Which honestly, Pidgey would be great. Or we could get Mankey or Spearow. That's interesting, though. And we could also get any of those. I mean, I think we're really looking at the difference between Pidgeot and Fearow. If I'm being honest. I mean, both are getting just flying type moves, but flying type moves with flying and normal type moves, basically. And you are the exact same flying and normal type moves. So it's really just dependent on who has a better physical attack stat, which I believe is Fearow. Yeah, because Pidgeot has a 80 attack, and Fearow has, I think, a 90 something. Yes, 80 versus 90. Plus, there's 100 speed on Fearow, where Pidgeot has only 100. It has 101. But it's 70 versus 61 special, and I mean, we're really not going to be using those moves. Let's be honest. So we might as well take the 1 less speed for the 10 more damage, right? So we're gonna go Firo. I mean, we realistically could struggle through another fight. Plus, I think Firo gets Drill Peck and Pidgeot does not. Yeah. Drill Peck is way better. You're gonna have to teach Fly. And we could probably go with the TM. That's a cool beat. We could return Frustration. I just don't know where they are. So we can get that pretty early. Return. I don't want to look at the move. I want to look at the number. Return is Route 12. Which may not be bad. I think that might be the option. Return damage. What's the math calculation? Base power equals friendship. Okay. Base power equals friendship 2.5 times. So if it's 127 or less, which means, dude, this, I can't get rid of it. It's just annoying. All right, so return at 128. 2.5 times. What? So it can be up to 102 base power. Is basically what we're looking at. So it can be 102 base power, which I don't see another normal move that is that strong. So we probably go return. Especially because by the time we get it, it'll be more powerful than secret power. And then again, we're kind of left without a move. So maybe we come back to it. Although I don't really know. Based on what I'm seeing here, there's not another move that I'd want to give Firo at all. So that is fun. Hey, it didn't take us that long to get through building a starter or anything. So that now covers Blastoise's weaknesses through the blue fights, I believe, because with a flying type with a flying type move, which we will have at this point in time, we'll beat the Squirtle on 20. We'll beat the Bulbasaur on 22. We'll beat the Bulbasaur and Cerulean. The Abra doesn't matter. We'll beat the Ivysaur and SSN. We'll beat the Ivysaur in Tower. We'll beat the Venusaur in Silphco. And we'll beat the Venusaur at the end. Plus, it gives us the answer to Erica that we really, really need. And it gives us another answer for Bruno. And the final blue fight at that point in time. So that's not the final blue. It gives us the answer for his Venusaur. So we're pretty good there. Although we're gonna need other answers from blue later on, like how to beat Gyarados really, and how to beat, yeah, really just how to beat Gyarados, which could be an electric type coverage move and or an electric type. So we just have to keep that in mind. Looks really dark in here for some reason. All right. So what else? What other issues do we need to solve? That's pretty much all the blue fights. We're good against Brock. We can fight Misty. We might need a grass type or something for Misty. We definitely want to get a fighting type. So I think grass and fighting might be considered options. Or we could grab the electric type to deal with Misty. That could be good. Ground also might be will be nice for Koga. Ground or Psychic. And realistically grounds. Where was my walkthrough? There's no I thought that's where you. Is this guide flawed? Route 9. Route 3. Okay. Guess we haven't got to Route 3 yet. It's after we beat Brock. So All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I will be right back though, so give me just a moment. I'm back. Hey, everybody. I need to pull up the right menu. There we go. I got hiccups now, which isn't great. So, oh, that really messed up the sizing, didn't it? Yikes. Why is that so small? It shouldn't have lost all of its size like that, but it did. Now I feel like I should have turned the fan on before I sat back down. All right, so we are looking at a fighting and or fighting type. Fighting and or electric or grass type. I was considering Nidoran because a lot of people use it and it's good. But is it worthwhile if you're going to be stuck with... You know, it's a ground type is great. But we're not on the surge problem yet. We're on the the blue yellow, the blue and misty problem. So, and the thing about this is we've been looking through a walkthrough. There's no grass types available early in Kanto. I forgot how bad the first couple routes are. Like, you don't get a grass, you don't have grass options. Like, the forest doesn't even have grass types and it's all bugs. So we might have to go Pikachu. We don't even get grass types here. You get a Magikarp there. This is our first grass type, is Paris. Great place to shiny hunt Paris, though. I want to do that now. But our first grass type is Paris. I was gonna say, there's got to be a grass type before you fight. There. I never knew that was an option. You get a Jinx on Route 5 in Cerulean. So guy tells you to fight Misty before you fight. So you can go get an Oddish. So you can get an Oddish before you fight Misty. That's really about it. The problem with grass types, though, is that they are all pretty much poison types, which means our best option for beating Misty is a Pikachu, which is kind of crazy. You know what? I'm not upset about that. I'm not upset about that. So a Raichu is going to be our third team member, which is very crazy. That's just, for me, it's crazy. All right, and we're gonna be Thunderbolt. We do have to have, it has to be, we do have to have a Pikachu for a while. You do have to have a Pikachu until 26, but that's not too much to worry about. So Raichu should learn Thunderbolt. At 26, so when Pikachu learns Thunderbolt, we can also give Pikachu the coverage moves that we need. And by coverage moves we need, I mean we could give it the elementals. But the HMs. Do we need flash? We don't really need flash. Flash is not required. I did want to look at Raichu though. See, is it worthwhile for me to give you physical attacks at all? I mean, they're equal, so that'll be strength and rock smash. Which I think are helpful. And then we have another move slot open, which could be anything realistically. Really could be a lot. So we can learn fly and surf because of events, right? But none of the other moves are really that great that Pikachu gets. I would probably say Thunder Wave. And call that good. So we're gonna do that. Call it good. So that's Raichu, which gets us through Misty. Just gonna make Misty an easier fight. And would finish off Blue. So, and it's gonna be great against Lorelei. So realistically, our big problem spots, Surge is the only one left. We can deal with Erica. Lab is Lab. It's going to be Lab. 22 is going to be covered by Fearow. Cerulean by Fearow. SSN. Between Fearow and Blastoise, we beat the rest of Blue. And then at the end, when we get Gyarados, we have Pikachu. So we are good against Blue for the rest of all time. Gyms, Brock and Misty are handled because of Blastoise, because of Squirtle and Pikachu. Surge needs covered for. Erica's beaten by Erica is beaten by Fearow handily. Koga then would need to be looked at. Sabrina, we could probably use something else here. And then it's just Elite Four members. But Lance and Agatha both get beaten by Blastoise. Bruno's not a problem anymore. Lorelei is covered now because of Pikachu. So it's a fighting type and a ground type probably that are all we're really looking for to complete this team. And we have 3 Pokemon already, so... And realistically, that fighting type... Oh. Is Nidoqueen exclusive? Am I crazy? There shouldn't be. I'm getting an Aber on Route 24 if I want to go Psychic. I didn't think they were. They are version exclusive, so depending on which one you have. Nope, they're not version exclusive. They're just 1%. So, fighting types, I have Mankey. It's really all we're seeing right now. Why do we need a fighting type again? What's the big deal about fighting types? Giovanni and his normal types? Yeah, realistically. You don't really need a fighting type, but it is helpful, and fighting also gives you another answer for Lorelei most of the time. But the only thing I'm seeing fighting type available is Mankey. That's crazy. I caught a level 31 Doug Trio when I played the game originally. Yeah, the mime. Abra's already better than the mime. Good part is because we were limited to only a few Pokemon. It's easy to tell what we're gonna get on our teams. So we do get access to Machop. It is in Rock Tunnel. It's pretty late. Let's be fair. It's pretty late to be fair. And then we're stopping it here. Now we could also, I mean, the only thing in here is Abra, so. It's honestly, I was gonna say it's literally better to play Firered. Because you get cheaper I guess you don't get that much cheaper Pokemon. Dratini's cheaper. Porygon's cheaper. And Leafgreen. Though. Fairy's more expensive though. Yeah, but by the time we fight Erica, we should have our team put together for the most part. So let's focus a little bit back. Our ground types for not Giovanni. Our ground types available to us by the time we get to this Lieutenant Surge are the Nidos. The Nidos, if we're playing Firered Sandshrew, I believe. That's what I was going back to look at. Is Sandshrew version, are they version exclusive in this game? Excuse me. Sandshrew's not even on Route 3. It's crazy. Sandshrew is a Leafgreen exclusive. So we might, if we choose Sandshrew, then we would have to take we would have to play two different games, because then we would have a Leafgreen exclusive and a on the team, which means best team for Firered could not use the same Pokemon. But we are looking at 100 attack Sandslash. We're looking at 102 Nidoking with better stats all across the board. So Nidoking outdoes Sandshrew. And then we're also looking at Doug Trio, which is outclassed by Nidoking slightly. But then it comes down to movesets, and there's just nothing that compares to the moveset of Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Right? I mean, water moves, ice moves, electric move, ground, fighting, ghost, fire, rock. I can pull up Doug Trio. And we're lucky if we get flying, basically, and that's it. So, and like Nidoking's not going to be that bad because we're going to be able to give it. It gets dig, so it still can learn a ground type move early enough. The issue is going to be dealing with dig versus dealing with magnitude. What's Giovanni's last fight? I mean, we get 50. We would get Earthquake the same time with Nidoking, to be honest. Let me look up Nidoqueen too. I don't think her moveset's any better. I think they're literally the same. Yeah, they look exactly the same. I know Nidoqueen's special attack is better, but like, I don't even know if Sand Slash can compare. I mean, we can't really compare. Not all Nidoking anyway. So, I do think it's Nidoqueen. Nido something. But the question is, what is its moveset, and is it going to be wiser for us to get one of them over the other, you know? So let me just look at my Nidos. Nidoqueen is less offensive, but generally overall really well put together. 92, 85. Yeah, Nidoqueen is much more bulky. Nidoking's more offensive. But how... I mean, Sand Slash is 100 base attack. I mean, its ability isn't going to help it, and I mean, Nidoqueen and Nidoking can be useful, at least with their ability. They're not the greatest ones. What about Doug Trio, man? Doug Trio is weaker. I feel like I'm looking at weird stats, though. Just, they feel wrong. 1 through 5. So Nidoking did get a boost in Generation 6. But until then, it's only 92. 92 and 85, which isn't bad. Versus Nidoqueen. Which is 82 and 75. So definitely you want Nidoking. I don't think the little bit better bulk is going to matter that much. Is it even more bulk? 75, 77? Versus... Love that it didn't go back to where I put it. There's 87, 85, yeah. Nidoking is going to be better. Like, the points are just better. But, like, sand... Are we looking at, like, weird... That's what I want to know. Like, are we looking at something weird with the base stats? I mean, it's 8 less, but for more special offensive power, more coverage moves. Versus we get Brick Break and Rock Tomb, which aren't even... Brick Break's great, but Rock Tomb's like not even that good. It's all right, but I don't know. That's a tough call. And then we want Doug Trio. We just assume Nidoking and Nidoqueen are the better ones, so this is where we're at Gen 3, 80. So in no world is Doug Trio even worthwhile considering for this, because the other two are going to do way better. So it comes down to, do we want Nidoking? And we know Nidoking outclasses Nidoqueen. Do we want to take a little bit less in our attack stat to have a good secondary option? By good secondary option, I mean we can get coverage moves for other types. We get poison, which unfortunately is neutral on grass, which so is ground. So that's the thing that I think really hinders Nidoking. Poison is good against grass, but poison is resisted by poison, which makes it neutral. Whereas ground is resisted by grass, but super effective on poison. So it would actually be better if it was just a pure ground type. Like, poison does nothing. We don't even need a poison type move for this game. The only thing it helps us with is Tangela, and we have a flying type. So it's not even worth considering. Also, Nidoking can learn Confusion. That's crazy. The question is, if we're just using a ground type for a ground type move, isn't technically Sand Slash the better option here? Though I guess it comes down to this. You may advance. That's a good question. What do we put in here? I mean, we're gonna be slower. Let's look at, I got this team. Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Shadow Punch. I mean, the issue, Levitate is gonna block what we can do there. But what about a Sand Slash? I guess we're just like looking at this. That's kind of cool. You can pull up stats like that. I didn't know it did that. Oh, that's cool. You can actually come look at this. All right, I need to probably stop messing around so much. I guess it comes down to what do we need our ground type to do, you know? They both have the same best rock move. The only difference is, really, are we going to need other moves? And I think I see the difference right here with Shadow Ball. But, am I going to want to spend the money on a Shadow Ball TM? Am I going to want to spend the money on a Shadow Ball TM for a Pokemon that isn't going to be able to use it that much? Because it really wants to use it on Psychic types, and it can't. You know? Like, Ghost is super effective on Psychic and Ghost. But Psychic is super effective on Poison. So we're not getting anywhere. Like, we're starting to have to outspeed the Ghost types, which would be, yeah. Unfortunately, like, Thief isn't going to matter because it's so weak. Yeah, we can get a couple Brick Break TMs. Let me look. Because I actually looked through a couple of these. Yeah, it's always Surf Strength. Yeah. Yeah. Squirrel does learn Bite. So. But this is exactly what I'm trying to do. Starter's an unimportant choice. That's what everyone does. Yeah, so they're always like, you pick everyone wants you to pick Charizard because Charizard's the best fly user. There's other better surf users out there, that's why. Yes, we could get Jolteon, but the only way to beat Misty is Raichu. Or you could go, and I mean, even a grass type isn't great, so I wouldn't say that is worth it. So, alright. I mean, I did look through a couple of these just to see. Like, 2 water types? What the heck is that? I can agree with the Raichu now. Charizard is not the way to go. Yeah. I mean, Jolteon is greater than Raichu. Eradicate is an awful choice. Yeah. Rhydon over Nidoking and Nidoqueen. But when do you even get... You don't even get those. Now, I could see Rhydon over Nidoking and Nidoqueen as a ground type user. But the issue becomes... When do you get Rhydon? Or Rhyhorn? Right? When do you get that? Well, you get that, I believe, in Rock Tunnel. And the issue with that is you need it for Surge, which is before Rock Tunnel. Right? Right? Because it's not available until right here. And it's not even available there. Rhyhorn's not even available till the Safari Zone in this game. That's crazy. And this is why I don't like other people's lists and why I always do my own. Because they don't account for... Sometimes people don't account for when they're going to be actually usable in the game. Like, they might be the best Pokemon of their type, or like... If you had everything available to you from the very beginning, you can make whatever team you wanted to. We would have completely different teams. But if we were making teams based on what you encounter, when you encounter in the game, and what you need it for, yes, you can't work. So Rhydon is not even a consideration for this team because it's so late. Like, I know a lot of people go, Staryu's so good. It is, but it's not a consideration for this team because you get it so late. You have to wait until you get the good fishing rods later in the game, which is already after the point where the cutoff is. So yeah, which this is looking more like the team what we're building. Much more like the team we're building. Yeah. But like they're like fire types, a water type, grass or electric type, ground type, and they're all like Nidoking's great. But I don't get, the thing is I get Dig to Earthquake. I don't get Sludge Bomb. But Sludge Bomb and Earthquake are going to be neutral coverage. Why do you want Thrash? Which doesn't make sense. And Mega Hornet Psychic types, you're destroyed by Alakazam. The only Psychic type that's going to matter is Alakazam. So, Infero definitely is a better flyer, I feel like. So, that's why these lists are... It's hard to come up with anything. And maybe one day I'll do a one where it's like, I have no stipulations, you just get the team and you go. And that won't even be like a live stream series. But with the best team, specifically how I build it, I have to be able to use the team for the majority of the playthrough. I have to use the starter Pokemon because that... If you don't use a starter Pokemon, the run becomes illegal because you don't have Pokemon at some point in time. Like, there's no this isn't Iron Man. We're not pivoting. We're using our starter Pokemon. Because we cannot progress in the game until unless we have that Pokemon. So it is therefore always required for the run. Now, doing a run without a starter Pokemon, maybe that will be something that I come up with later on. Maybe you don't want to use your starter Pokemon. What does that look like? But I have to finish all the starter Pokemon runs first. I guess the question becomes Nidoking or Sandslash. And the question is, do I need any of the coverage moves? Because if not, Slay and Slash might be better. You know? I get that Mega Horn's there, but still. Let's see. Needed for Firered. I know that we're required to have Cut. We're required to have Rock Smash. We're required to have Strength. I think those are the only ones we need. Flash is okay, but it's not really worth it. Yes, so Fly is great. So we need Fly, we need Rock Smash, we need Cut, Surf, and Fly, Strength, Rock Smash, Cut, Surf. Yeah, that's it. Good to know. And I think with our team, we currently have Fly, Rock Smash, and Strength, and Surf. So we would just need someone to carry Cut. I guess the other question. Can I open like a team builder for like Gen? Like, let me look at speeds. It's like we're gonna be outsped. A lot of things hit that 100 threshold. Nidoking is at 85. So anything above 85. Which fortunately looks like a bunch of Pokemon that we can pretty much handle. I mean, we're pretty slow. But I guess the other thing is like we're looking at the differences in base stats too. Like a tankier Pokemon with a better base speed, or 8 more HP, 8 more attack. I mean, I guess you also can like look here too, and we're not seeing any of them. Nidoking is a UU Pokemon, and so is Sand Slash. So they're roughly about the same usefulness competitively. All right, I don't want this team to be on my list, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Man, we've been on the Nidoking problem longer than we have the starter. But I mean, poison doesn't get us anything. That's one calc I want to do. One calc I want to do, and I love the update, by the way. Let me go Nidoking. Let me just none. Can I have Brick Break? And can I go like Snorlax? Brick Break is stronger. And but the thing is, it's barely stronger than Earthquake is. What resists ground type moves? That's a good question. Grass. But if I look up Pokemon, if I look up grass types, that's the problem. If I look up grass types in Gen 1, poison grass, 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 bug grass, poison grass, psychic grass, grass. If I go back to that type chart, grass is resisted by fire, grass, poison, bug, flying, dragon, and steel. Is it grass that I'm looking for? I lost what my point was. Oh, poison. Poison resisted by rock, ground, ghost, poison, and flying. No, that's bug. Rock, grounds, ghost, and poison. Which means poison and ground moves are going to be the same on everything besides psychic, poison, psychic, the grass psychics, which are execute and executor. Pure grass types, which is Tangela, which is one of in the whole game. And same, I think the only execute is blues that we face. And poison being good against grass, it's only good against grass. And every other grass, every grass type resists it, which makes Earthquake stronger because it's a better move. Right? So why would you even want to run? Yeah, Sludge Bomb's 90, Earthquake's 100. So why are you even going to try to run Sludge Bomb in the first place? Unless ground resists something that poison can deal with. Ground resists rock. Poison is, yeah, but poison is resisted by rock. Sorry, we're looking at what ground resists, which is grass and bug. Which again is only going to help us with Paris, and it's not really anything. But I mean, I guess there's no real bug type trainers in the game. Like, we've never really looked at a bug type Pokemon in this list anywhere. I mean, the Venomoth is the only thing, and it's baby leech life. But does ground resist poison? I think that might be the thing. Poison is, yeah, poison does resist. Ground does resist poison. I'm having a hard time. Does poison resist poison? Yes. Okay, so I'm having a hard time making the choice here. I think maybe Nidoking slightly. Maybe slightly. Based on speed, type coverage, and the ability to deal with the fights that ground types are going to be useful for a little bit better. Fortunately, it doesn't matter for Surge. It does matter for Koga because Nidoking is going to be way better here. No, it's not. So we need an answer for poison types. That is not ground type moves. Ground is important for Surge, but Koga needs something else. They both are going to suck here for different reasons. One, Nidoking is weak to Psychic, and two, Sandslash's special defense is so bad that it's not going to matter. Same thing here. They're both going to be about the same. The speed is going to make you good against the other two. And if I have a good speed, I can outspeed my own Pokemon. But I'm not going to have Earthquake yet. I need to look that up. Does it work on Dig the same way? Or is we can hit a Pokemon during Dig? Yeah. But that's not going to matter because this is all going to be Blastoise. So there's no even point to even calculate that. Oh my gosh. I mean, if you're telling me the only usefulness for a ground type is the fight versus Surge, and both of them are going to do the pretty much same exact job. And they're both going to do basically the same job. We can't get Rock Slide and Rock Tunnel. Oh, it's because you put it back on Ruby Sapphire. So we can learn Rock Slide. Can Sand Slash learn Rock Slide? Yes. So they're literally identical again. Yep. Now, I guess the question... Nidoqueen can't learn Swords Dance. But Sand Slash can. It's on 7 Islands, so Sand Slash can't. I don't really know what to do here. I mean, we've determined they're not going to help us really anyone else in the game. Realistically. Like, they just aren't. I mean, I don't see a benefit of one over the other realistically anymore. We don't even get Sand Tomb. Like, I don't see a benefit. I mean, these are all fast Pokemon too. That's the question, really. I mean, Rapidash is 105. Arcanine's 95, so either way, they're going to be slower. Now, perhaps we have been too harsh on Dugtrio. Because if these are basically the same, perhaps Dugtrio might actually be the best option. We get Tri-Attack coverage. We get ground coverage that isn't Dig. And we learn Earthquake via level up. Plus, we can learn Rock Slide. We're going to outspeed everything that we're going to have to deal with. The only thing is it doesn't have something to deal with the poison types that can deal with us. Like Earthquake, Magnitude, Rock Slide, and Cut could be a moveset. Tough. It's tough, man. I don't know what to do. But Sandslash also doesn't have a move for them. I'm leaning Nidoking. I'm leaning Nidoking. Just slightly. Honestly. I think it's a ground or a rock move. Okay, so we're gonna lock in Nidoking. And we're gonna see Earthquake with Dig, because we're gonna have to use Dig until we get Earthquake. I think Rock Slide is a given. Do I like, is the poison stab worth it? That's the question. Is it even worth it? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So as I said, it's going to be something that resists ground, which is only grass and bug. There's really none of those to worry about. Now, what would be great is if you had agility. Get your speed up a little bit. I mean, you could be a cut user. You could be a rock smash user too. I just don't know what else we want to give you. That would benefit us. Maybe there's something with blue that we could use. Not really. I mean, the poison move would only be good right here. And we're not even able to have it yet. All right. Does water resist poison or is ground? No, because the only thing that's resisted by ground is grass and bug, and none of these are it. So the ground move is still going to be superior. Do I throw on Shadow Ball? Do I throw on Shadow Ball to help deal with Agatha? I mean, potentially. Could give it Ice Beam as another way to deal with Ice Beam or Blizzard to deal with Lance. I like that. I don't remember where the TM is. I think it's in Celadon, right? No, it's in the mansion. That's fine. That helps us to give us another answer for Lance, which I think is useful. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, you could be my Cutmon. All right. We're done with that problem. We're going to pick Nidoking. No need to worry about anything else there. It just took a long time. All right. Where are we at? That deals with literally Surge. So we are clean through the rival with Garrett, with Firo Raichu. Nidoking deals with Surge. Erica's taken care of with Firo. We really could use an answer for Koga and Sabrina. And realistically, those are both that. So Charizard is worse than Venusaur, technically. Because of all the Levitate mons. So a Psychic type is basically what we're looking at now. And I don't think there's a better one than grabbing Alakazam / Kadabra. I don't think anybody's in a disagreement about that, but Abra's one of the only ones we can get early on. The other ones were Jinx. We were able to get Jinx and Cerulean City. Where is Poliwhirl? I want some locations. 6, 22. It's got to be a good run, and it's level 10, and then we have to train it to evolve in the Poliwhirl, which happens at Thanks. When do you evolve? I don't care that you evolve, and I know you evolve. I want to know when do you evolve. 25. So we have to train it up from level 5 all the way to 25. Well, level 10 all the way to 25, which is 15 levels, which is kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to say Jinx is out of the equation. Which means our other sources for psychic types are Abra, Abra, and Abra. Because we're not really getting anything else here. Now, I know the good part about Kanto is you can do some things out of order. So it's Hypno versus Alakazam. Well, we'll even do Kadabra. I mean, it's literally going to be psychic moves. So it's basically based on stats, because we're going to get everything else normally. So let's see. We want to pay attention to the special attack. So 120 or Hypno, which is 73. So yeah. Definitely Kadabra. Was there a doubt in your mind? For me, not really. I mean, these are the best Pokemon in this game. It's hard to dispute that. So, Kadabra. Question I have about Ghost types. Oh, Ghost is physical in this game, so. But I'm pretty sure Ghost doesn't resist Psychic. It's immune to fighting in normal and resist poison and bug. It is not resist Psychic, so we don't even have to worry about another move because it's good enough at what it does to deal with it the way it needs to deal with it. So, obviously, Psychic is one of its moves. Which we get at 36. And that's really all we need. Shockwave's good coverage. Gives us another way to deal with flying types and water types. Other than that, we're pretty, yeah, just here. Roleplay copies your ability. What is Kadabra's ability? Is that worth though? Maybe. For instance, I mean, not really. Roleplay's niche. It was going to be niche in the best of times anyway. I mean, teleport could be useful for movement if we so choose. I don't have... I like the idea of reflect. And then you don't get Calm Mind via level up. But Calm Mind, I think, is a great move for you to have. I like that. All right. Blastoise, Fear, Raichu, Nidoking, and Kadabra / Alakazam. I'm probably gonna do Alakazam. I'll do it so I can I'll randomize it without randomizing it. All right, and then last but certainly not least is our final team member, which at this point we are missing, as we said, Surf, Strength, Fly, Cut, and Rock Smash. Which we have Surf, Fly, Rock Smash, Strength, and we can have Cut on Nidoking if need be. So we have all of them. So there's nothing like super out there that we need specifically for team building. I guess the question would become, what is the area that we are the weakest in and how do we execute it? So not like the Pokemon, but get through it. Blues team, we have, let's see, we have an electric type for Pidgeot. We have a dark type move for Alakazam, which we may want to consider something else here to help us deal with Alakazam. There's not really a great answer. That's the problem. Because there's no dark types per se. I have an idea. Can you get an Umbreon? Because that might be honestly a really great solution. Is it legal to get an Umbreon in Gen 3? Easy will never evolve an Umbreon and Firered Leafgreen due to the absence of the day-night cycle. Yeah, that was it was a thought. But Blastoise deals with Alakazam. Rhydon is dealt with by Blastoise. Gyarados is dealt by Raichu. Arcanine by Blastoise. Venusaur by our flying type. So blue is taken care of. Brock is beaten already. Raichu deals with you. Nidoking deals with you. Fearow deals with you. Alakazam deals with you. This is a consideration. Do we want to bring in something to deal with Sabrina? Like, is there something that's going to be useful to bring in for Sabrina? And what I'm thinking might be like grabbing the Snorlax encounter. A normal type would be good with Shadow Ball. Normal type with high physical attack that could use like something like Shadow Ball to be good against not only Sabrina, but also give us a better chance on Agatha as well. That could be something. Blaine is covered. Giovanni, every single instance is covered. We did talk about a fighting type. To deal with Kangaskhan. But a fighting, I mean, we are asking a lot of our Blastoise though. We are asking a lot of Blastoise. And there's nothing else really to deal with the ghost types. So I wonder if I can look up with the decks that I have. If I look up Shadow Ball, I can see who can use it. Shadow Ball. By level, Gengar, the Gengar line's the only one. TMs. Pokemon that's weak to it, which is Nidoking. We could give it to Alakazam. I guess Alakazam deals with those. Yeah, Alakazam would be the bet. We'll deal with those. So back it up. I didn't think of that. So Alakazam beats Gengar, beats this whole team because it's poison type. Beats all of Koga because it's poison type. Beats Bruno because of the psychic typing. Electric beats Slowbro, and then I have a dark type move to deal with Jinx. I have a Raichu that also can deal with Slowbro. I get a fighting type. A fighting type could also deal with Jinx because I don't think Psychic resists fighting. Maybe, I don't think so. Psychic resists Psychic and fight. Okay, it does resist fighting. It does. For some reason I thought it didn't. But that makes more sense that it does. So. But fighting gives us the answer for Giovanni's normal types. Bruno's rock types. A nice option in general. And if we get Mankey, that could be another way to deal with Brock. But we're relying heavily on... We are relying heavily on... Yeah, we are relying heavily on Bite to deal with Sabrina. So let's go back. Oh, I didn't want to get rid of that. Sorry. All right. Let's go back and look. Because this is really where we're at right now with the struggle bus. I don't think the fighting type is that bad. We have enough coverage for it. But what I need is Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball can be learned by that are normal types. Clefairy, Clefable, Wigglytuff, Slowbro, Clefairy, Wigglytuff, and Snorlax. And then I think I remember Brick Break's a pretty accessible TM. Yes. Which I think we could get Brick Break. And from that point, if there is one that learns both of them, we are golden. There is not one of them that learns both of those moves. Clefable does, and Wigglytuff does, never mind. But that's 70 base attack, and that's 70 base attack. Like, Wigglytuff is terrible. Clefable, I could maybe get behind. Let's just CTMs. Bulk Up. Brick Break is really the only fighting TM. Whereas the only Ghost... Shadow Ball's okay. Shadow Ball's good. Yeah, so it's... I'm trying to get them both to learn 30 and 31. Is there Pokemon? I mean, the other thing is we could give it to Nidoking. Well, we are out of a cut on at that point. Nidoking can actually learn both. However, but we're gonna need Shadow Ball is gonna be better for something that's not weak to Psychic. Or weak, yeah, not weak to Psychic. So Brick Break on Nidoking deals with our issue. But now our issue is, where do we go with Cut? Who has Cut? And what do we do from there at that point? So again, I think we just looked. So Clefable is an option. I think it's Clefable or Snorlax is our option for the normal type that learns Shadow Ball. And we're looking at 85. Looking at 95 and 90 special defense. 95 and 95 special defense versus 65 and 110 special defense with the stupid. Oh, it's a physical attack. Snorlax is gonna be way better for that normal type role. So I think that's gonna be our option here. And we know Shadow Ball's a move on it, but we got to figure out what else we want to give it. Not really surprised with this team, I'll be honest, but we got to see what we want to give you. Body Slam is a better move than Strength. But I think we can get a buy with Body Slam. We said Shadow Ball. Now we can get Strength, but the question is, does Raichu learn Cut? Because if Raichu can't learn Cut, then we are in a bit of an issue. It can't. Can Pikachu learn Cut? No. Okay. So we are a little bit scuffed there with Cut user. Nidoking can. Nidoking is the only thing on our team that can learn Cut, unfortunately. So it's gonna have to get it. Which means something else has got to give on its moveset. You're 65. Can learn Ice Beam, but is it worth it at that point? Probably not. Oh, you can learn Brick Break according to this. That's Ruby. Huh? This doesn't say you can. Let's find a different resource. Give me Gen 3. It says it can learn Brick Break. This is a specific moveset for Firered and Leafgreen, though, which does say both. If that's the case, we give Nidoking cut and we don't worry about. We give Snorlax the fighting type move. Yes, Snorlax can learn Brick Break. That's proof enough for me. So that is the answer to our problem. Shadow Ball Brick Break. We get rid of Brick Break on Nidoking for cut. And then you have a move slot open for whatever else we decide to give you. I don't know. Maybe belly drum. Maybe an amnesia, a defensive boost. I guess the question is there anything else we want Raichu to know? No. Not really. I mean, it's 90 versus... Yeah, we definitely want Snorlax to have Brick Break. But I don't think there's anything we're really gonna want. Maybe we could give it agility or... I mean, somebody gets toxic, right? I don't know. We do have to come up with this is again another hard part about team building is to get to come up with the final moves. Body Slam Return. I definitely think that Fearow gets better mileage out of Return, just because there's no good normal type move that it gets, and Body Slam is useful. So we're gonna say just for Body Slam, Shadow Ball, Brick Break, and then we have a move of choice. Alakazam is set. Nidoking is set. Raichu is set. I like the move set. Fearow needs a move. Blastoise needs a move. What does Mirror Move do again? Performs Pokemon's last move. Could be useful. Could go Steel Wing for rock coverage, because Steel's not really that useful, is it? In this generation. Good against rock, good against ice. I mean, I guess Fearow is fast enough. To probably make use of that. So we can give you Steel Wing. Barring we can know where to find it. The Safari Zone. I'm not going to worry about the Steel Wing. I'm not sure. I mean, Alakazam's gonna one-shot the whole team, so I'm really just trying to make a pick on moves here. That's all we're doing. The team is set. Thanks. That's what happens when I type one-handed. I mean, you get every TM. We could go Hydro Cannon for straight one-shot damage. I don't think that's worth it, though. Withdrawal is a defense boost. I mean, I like Toxic on you for the final move set. You're bulky enough that you can probably do that. So it's Snorlax and Fearow that we need to figure out last moves for. Do I want fire coverage? I mean, against ice types? All the ice types are water types, though. So, not really. I said Belly Drum could be an interesting run. I need to look at the walkthrough, though. I was hoping that there was information on the Snorlax. And it doesn't seem like there is. Yeah, at least yet. We get it at level 30. Which means it'll know Snore, Rest, Belly Drum. It will not have Belly Drum. It will have most Headbutt, Rion, Rest, Snore. Yep. So we can't even learn Belly Drum if we wanted to. Defense Curl or Amnesia if we wanted to. So we're kind of stuck, I guess. Could give Rock Slide here. I like Rock Slide there. Give Rock Slide to Snorlax. The problem is I'm gonna have to backtrack into the tunnel to get Rock Slide. I don't know if I want to deal with that. Probably not, but what's a good move to give you then? Psychic. Give you Psychic. Well, that kind of... Well, I guess... What is Psychic good against? Fighting. this point. I'm trying to figure out what to use. Look how you can see that vibrating. Yeah, we're running out of time here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We need to write in on Kadabra's moves so that you have flash users, so I'm not even worried about writing that in. Could go Leer for set moves. We could go agility for speed. Not that we're gonna set up and sweep anything. It's just not really a good move for you. I'm gonna give you Steel Wing. But we said it was in such a bad location, right? Because it's in the Safari Zone. That's why I said no to that. Man, this is not a good. There's not a good move on your list, bud. I need something. I mean, Leer. I mean, you really just don't get anything that's worthwhile. You just don't. This just not. I mean, I don't think Steel Wing is that hard to find, so let's just put Steel Wing down, and we'll talk about that in the video. King has to have cut. So you have 4 moves, Fiora has 4 moves, Raichu has 4 moves, King gets 4 moves, Alakazam has 4 moves, and Snorlax needs 1 more. Body Slam, Brick Break, Shadow Ball, and what? Could go Yawn for Sleep. That might not be a bad idea. I like that. Let's go Yawn. Alright, and that'll be the team. So Blastoise with Surf Bite, Ice Beam, and Toxic. Fiora with Drill Peck, Flies, Return, Steel Wing. Raichu with Thunderbolt, Strength, Rock Smash, and Thunder Wave. Nidoking with Earthquake or Dig. Earthquake, Dig until we get Earthquake. Rock, Slide, Blizzard or Ice Beam, and then Cut. Alakazam or Kadabra with Psychic, Shockwave, Reflect, and Calm Mind. And Snorlax with Body Slam, Shadow Ball, Brick Break, and Yawn. That will do it for the team, I think. So we've crafted our full team. I think that we've done well. We go with the move sets and everything. So I think we have done it. Let's see if there's any holes in this anymore. We've covered all of the rival. Brock's good, Misty's good, Surge is good, Erica's good, Koga's good, Sabrina is good. Yeah, Sabrina would be good. That's my only question. Where is Shadow Ball? Still on Game Corner. So Sabrina is good. Sorry. Blaine is good. Giovanni's fine. Giovanni both those times is now fine. Lorelai. Can we deal with yeah. Lorelai's good. Bruno's fine. Agatha's great. Lance is fine. Blue is good. So we have covered everything. So that is amazing. And that'll do it for today's stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have enjoyed the stream so far. I'm glad we got through it today, but that means next week we'll be back with the actual run. So if you're interested in watching me play through Pokemon Firered and Leafgreen, you can. I think I will probably be I will probably play through Pokemon Leaf Green just because I think I want to try to do the trade to get Nidoran that is in the walkthrough. Because if that is legit, yeah, we can trade for a Nidorino if we trade a Nidorino. And that'll be good for Surge. I guess we don't really need to do that. So we should really go back to Route 4 to see which is easier to get in which game. Yeah, we will probably... Okay, so we'll probably be playing Firered. I'll do some more thinking about that, but we'll figure that out. And we'll see. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Make sure the like button, subscribe to the channel for more. If you want to see more content from me, there's plenty more of it. I will link my socials for you here in the chat so you can see all the fun stuff. And next week, we'll be back with the best team for Firered, Leaf Green. Glad we could do it in one team and not have to split them up. Like splitting them up, but sometimes that just makes for more stuff to have to happen. But yeah, I don't even want to begin to get on RSE and now we have to do a Ruby Emerald, a best team Ruby Emerald for Swampert. So that'll be an interesting video because it'd be best team for Ruby and Emerald, not best team Ruby Sapphire Emerald, just Ruby Emerald. Because Blaziken is slightly better in Sapphire, which is hilarious. But yeah, that is it for me today. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to like button, subscribe. Check out the socials link there in the chat and also down below in the description. But that's really all I got for you today. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all, and I'll catch you in the next one. So until then, my name's Chaos. I'm signing off. Stay safe, and as always,